Okay, so D.L. Hughley is one of the kings of comedy. Y'all know the kings of comedy?
I heard of it.
You never heard?
I heard the king of comedy.
Kings of comedy. It's a comedy tour.
tour.
It's got Bernie Mac, Cedric the Entertainer,
yeah.
D.L. Hughley, and who's the fourth one?
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey, yes.
Yeah. No, I remember that Cat.
Bro, he is, bro.
Cat Williams was saying that Bernie Mac was the best
Dude, watch the Kings of Comedy tape and watch how the crowd reacts to who comes out.
They say Bernie's the best comic ever.
Watch how the crowd reacts to who comes out. You know, I can't hate on my brother Cedric though. That's my frat brother. The good
He's stealing jokes, man.
Good noob. I saw a video of him stealing the joke.
He stole Cat Williams' joke.
I did see the
and
video.
And then I see another
then he
video.
came out and tried to say he didn't know what Cat was talking about. You know what Cat was talking about.
Cat is really different stand up, but we can't lie, like he ain't got no show that's like Martin or like Will Smith show.
What's that movie he's in? First Sunday? That's a funny movie.
Cat Williams got some stand up. He's different.
He's got some movies.
He ain't got no Martin, bro.
But
bro,
you didn't listen to what he said. You didn't even listen to what he said.
He's never had a show though.
So he ain't got no Bernie Mac show. Bernie Mac show.
But he's never had a show though. So like that whole argument is irrelevant.
But like I feel like it's not applicable. Show,
he said,
okay, but like you're saying he doesn't have a show. He never had a show.
He said he never did no gay stuff.
Inapplicable. Like now we talk about his roles in movies.
What did he say Kevin Hart did?
He's one of the best.
He said he got home.
He said Kevin Hart sold out.
I seen video. I seen multiple players. I said, he said I never did nothing gay like everybody else. And he never dressed up like a woman. He said he never did none of that. And all the people that did
Kevin Hart dressed up like a woman.
Yeah, I have.
Nigga, Shaq was punishing.
Yeah, Shaq was punishing.
And he kissed him and The Rock kissed on the lips.
And he was talking on
Scary Ass favorite show.
Yeah,
First was Hollywood. That ass show.
That's
hey, shut up, bro. That's why I see you watching damn Housewives of Atlanta and shit downstairs with your baby mama.
Baddies Club.
Baddies Club ass.
You trying to talk about stuff gay?
Yeah. My daddy see me watching that, he'd pull me out the house.
Oh God, my dad be like, "What's wrong with you? You be in there." So and she mad at her because of her. You be doing that.
Has Cat Williams had a better movie than Martin Lawrence?
He's in a lot.
But he dressed up as a woman.
No, he's in a lot of good movies.
Big Mama House twice, 3 or 4 times.
But Cat Williams never said anything about Martin Lawrence.
I know. I'm just saying. But like,
so what's the comparison?
He did. He talked about Big Mama House. He said you can't come in with a script and then you gonna give me something. We can make something completely different. And you came back to dress like a woman again.
I'm gonna keep it 100, man. Okay. No, we know Kelly is better than Cedric the Entertainer. But he was talking a lot of shit about
Big Mama's House is a good movie though.
Okay, this actually has nothing to do with this video. This has nothing to do with this video. We're going off track. But Cedric has probably a lead role, a better lead role than Cat Williams has ever played.
Yeah, the Johnson family. I've never seen
what?
Well, he's not a lead role.
Lead role.
He went crazy.
He was the Johnson family. Him and Steve Harvey.
He was not no lead role.
On the Johnson.
He was not the lead. He was not
a lead role.
Talking about with Bow Wow.
Martin Lawrence.
Cedric.
Y'all talking about the Johnson family. Y'all talking about.
We talking about Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Johnson family.
No, Johnson Family Vacation is a great movie.
Who?
Have you seen it? There's an action movie that Cedric the Entertainer got. Codenamed The Cleaner.
Cedric pretty tough, but hey, Cat
That's a good
Williams,
movie.
I guess he took the realest nigga comedian thong because putting on dresses and all that shit. We can't do that to be in the group. You right, brother. But let's see what how you say that?
Man, we just ran it for a while. D.L. Hughley.
I'm keeping it. I've seen him, but like he ain't. I don't know. Like
I mean, I've seen him in a few movies. I've never watched any of his stand up though.
D.L. Hughley, funny, bro.
Hughley.
Who this man is?
You don't know who D.L. Hughley is?
Nope.
Brock.
Come on, bro. You seen him, bro? He played Juwanna Man. He went crazy in Juwanna Man.
He was in Juwanna Man?
Yeah, I just watched that the other day for the first time.
You did? You put that on with the. Okay, maybe you know back.
He was in Soul Plane. He was in Soul Plane. I do remember that.
What? DL?
Yeah.
Shackles. Soul. Yes. Soul Plane. Yes. Scary Movie 3. Yep. Yeah.
I don't remember him in Scary Movie 3. I've seen that movie a bunch of times.
He's smooth. He's nice.
I don't remember him in that movie at all.
Successful man, but yeah, we can't respect the successful man that put on the dress. But like, you never know. I'll be thinking like,
he was
to go back to the
Scrubs.
hood or put the dress on, it would put you in a predicament there. Back in the 80s or the 90s, brother. You did all this work to get to this point. They say, man, just put the dress on and sing, brother. Like Deion Sanders did it.
Deion put on a dress.
Do you think that helped him go for it too and clamp niggas?
When did Deion Sanders put on a dress?
It made him more, Colorado.
I think he made himself more so.
When did Deion Sanders put on a dress?
You never seen it?
No.
Deion put on a dress?
Deion put on a dress, my man. Deion put on a dress. Now, hey, brother, I can't say what I do in the 80s and 90s. I'm not letting no man get behind my booty like Kevin though. That. And I can't say the dress like me. Either go back to the hood or put on a dress.
Was the shackle.
Can we just hear what he said? We over here yapping about nothing.
We are.
Black people that succeed are the exception and not the rule. And what they say to black people who succeed is to everybody else, look at them, you can do it too. The rule generally is most people don't succeed because there's too many things that are leveled against you. What they do
What's
is
your definition of not
success?
Not a lot of people succeed.
What's your definition of success?
I'm sorry, bro. But not
depends on your
definition
of success.
That too.
A lot of people don't get rich, but a lot of people are successful and they're happy. You happy, you're successful.
Right. You're right.
People that succeed are the exception and not the rule. And what they say to black people who succeed is to everybody else, look at them, you can do it too. The rule generally is most people don't succeed because there's too many things that are leveled against you. What they do is take the ones that do succeed and make the people that didn't feel bad because you should have been able to do this exceptional thing that happened. All everybody wants is to be regular and have a decent life.
You can do that. I don't know, man. I don't know if I agree with that statement.
I don't agree with that shit at all.
I do want to hear.
I see a lot of successful.
I don't agree with that statement.
I see a lot of black men who I consider successful who go to work and make good money. I hate how people in this, especially in this generation. I was talking to somebody the other day. People hate on everybody who gets a 9-to-5, even though your 9-to-5 could be making you millions of dollars.
People call
you can't hate on nobody hustle no matter what.
People call getting a 9-to-5 settling. I mean, honestly, it's some way.
And if you're an entrepreneur, you grinding longer than 9-to-5 a lot of the time.
At some point, you got to look in the mirror and realize
grinding is grinding.
You have to make money somehow. So how you gonna do it?
But I feel like
think about them streamers. How long they be longer than none? They be grinding. You gonna pick your hard. You gonna do something hard. You gonna do something. You gonna grind all day on something. It's human nature to work on something.
And before you can even make money streaming, you have to build that up.
Yeah,
that takes
shit,
time.
like people just sit there and look. They look at what people like. Nigga, they think that shit's easy.
They think, if I go sit on there for 11
hours, I could be like
hours,
Kyle. I could be like Speed. Nigga, no, you can't.
Yeah, it depends on what's your definition of success, though. You're right.
Black people that succeed are the exception and not the rule. And what they say to black people who succeed is to everybody else, look at them, you can do it too. The rule generally is most people don't succeed because there's too many things that are leveled against you.
Why you had to look, bro? Just let
that dude.
Somebody was.
You can't catch it in the mic though. But
yeah,
that's how I let it ride now.
Let it ride.
But it was wrong.
Are the exception and not the rule. And what they say to black people who succeed is to everybody else, look at them, you can do it too. The rule generally is most people don't succeed because there's too many things that are leveled against you. What they do is take the ones that do succeed and make the people that didn't feel bad because you should have been able to do this exceptional thing that happened. All everybody wants is to be regular and have a decent life. If you see black people they generally have done something exceptional. They've exceeded expectations. They have cut themselves. They have found a way to beat the odds. But they're held up at the example of the things you should be able to do when you're not. If everybody that lived in any circumstances had the ability to have a decent life, just being a regular dude, a regular, not exceptional, not unexceptional, just a regular person, I think we'd have less because we see unexceptional.
Nigga is breathing heavy in that bitch, bro. I was trying to keep my composure again, bro. Nigga is breathing heavy in that bitch. Heavy. Hey, I was trying so hard not to laugh. I was trying so hard not to laugh.
I wasn't going, bro.
I was fighting over here, nigga. I had to look away for a second, like, hold on, dude.
Just relax. I don't know why it's so hard.
It's funny. It's just so funny.
Had the ability to have a decent life, just being a regular dude, a regular, not exceptional, not unexceptional, just a regular person, I think we'd have less strife, but we don't. Because we see unexceptional white guys get to be these extraordinary things, and you're like, wow.
What are you talking about?
Thing I ever heard in my life.
What are you talking about?
I mean, like,
what ordinary white dude are people looking at like, wow?
Like, at first he had some points, but you just...
No, he never had no points to me.
He had one point.
What point?
What was the point? You're expected to be on that level.
No. No one's expecting you. Nobody thinks every black person is going to be LeBron.
But they tell you that, and then when you don't reach that, then you're kind of sad about the situation. And
they tell you that, but you know how many white boys go out there and they tell you want to be Tom Brady, but hey, not gonna be Tom Brady.
Not everybody wants to be a regular person, though, brother. I could say that he was wrong about saying that.
He was wrong about every single thing he said to me.
That's kind of
LeBron didn't wake up and say, "I want to be a regular basketball, regular player."
Nobody
so these
did it. Tom Brady.
I was gonna say like it does hurt some people feeling when these people do exceptional things, but like
that's life.
That's what they chose to do.
That's life.
Not everybody's successful.
That is life.
You know.
Shit, I wish I was. You saying, boy, it ain't fair, nigga. I'ma cry.
We could say like maybe 50. If we're talking about like some. Whatever your definition of success, like maybe 50% of people out of a high school is successful, but like I mean, maybe one is a millionaire. So that's kind of like
your definition of success is subject almost to you for real.
If everybody that lived in any circumstances had the ability to have a decent life, just being a regular dude, a regular, not exceptional, not unexceptional, just a regular person, I think we'd have less strife, but we don't because we see unexceptional white guys get to be these extraordinary things, and you're like, wow.
The dumbest thing I ever heard.
I'm gonna lay out to you out 30 seconds.
And I listened to the first part of the clip. I didn't even hear the end of it. It got dumber. And I'm glad I
did get dumber.
Waste that my brain cells interpreting what he's trying to say. The biggest lie that he's telling is making black people believe that somehow being a normal black person will leave you in poverty.
Facts.
If you look at the statistical data, majority of black people live in the middle class in America. There are middle-class citizens in America.
That is
the majority of black people are in the middle class. The minority of black people are poor. So that means, to me, D.L. Hughley is completely making up something from outer space because
I can see that.
If saying that you're not exceptional or non-exceptional, just live an average life or a decent life, he's
okay. Well, we're not counting the people that's probably incarcerated though.
They chose obviously not. They're not making no money.
They chose that.
Well, I could.
He said majority of black people.
I could see him why he said that because
I feel like he just lived in the 90s and the 80s, bro. I feel like at a part of time that it wasn't a lot of successful black people unless you're just an entertainer.
No, bro. You gotta think about what is success. You think
it's way more successful
famous?
You
thinking rich and famous, bro. We talking about regular.
We talking about if you wear
in the 80s and the 90s,
bro. Listen,
yes, brother.
Everything was cheaper back then.
Do you know how many, bro?
It was cheaper to even get a house.
There was politicians, people owning things,
but like I'm talking about with an actual like something like a mansion, bro.
But like that's again your definition of success.
That's what I'm saying though. Like that's what they're looking at as successful though.
That's us black people that's looking at it. It's millionaire white people that have a small house in the farm in the middle of nowhere.
F-150 jeans.
But what I'm saying is, it's way more of those now than it was back then.
More what?
People that have money. Middle
black
class
people?
men, yes. Wasn't probably that many people in the middle class in the 80s.
It probably is the same.
Bro, no way, bro.
I don't know, bro. Because remember, what's his name? Thomas Sowell even said whenever he was growing up, black people were successful. Black Wall Street type, like owning businesses.
Killing each other, but I don't think that.
So if they were killing each other, they weren't in poverty.
But that's what I'm saying. Well, we probably talking two different successes though at the same time, though. Cause
I'm not talking being rich and famous. That's not what I'm talking about.
I think that's
I'm talking about
having
a decent job. The American dream. What is the American dream? Having a house and a family and not worrying about money.
But if you still look at so say our neighborhood, we got more black people than, but like we talking about in the 80s, bro. Like think about it. It was a period of time the Them movie when a black person moved into a white neighborhood, predominantly a nicer neighborhood.
That was
like 1930s.
That was the 50s and 60s.
My grandpa, look at my grandpa though, bro.
It wasn't the 30s.
My grandpa, when my dad, there was 3 black people. There was 1,000 people in his grade at his high school. There was 3 in his grade. He was one of the 3. So that was a whole black family in a white neighborhood. And my grandpa African, he came from Africa too. On top of that.
No,
that's
bro,
success. It's not rich. That's what I'm saying though.
Most black people I know.
There's probably several people like that.
It was in the dope gang. He's a rare exception.
No, but not all black people was in the dope gang, bro.
Wait, I seen both sides.
Not all of them, bro.
I have seen both sides because I seen a lot of black people that was in the military too. I seen a lot of black people had their own businesses. I seen a lot of black
so we
people.
Let's look up
the
It is a lot of people
rate.
that's in the
Look up the unemployment rate as time goes.
Because I'm gonna keep it 100. I see a lot of black women in a lot of positions, high positions and stuff that I don't really see black males in.
Okay, 27% is making between 25,000 and 50,000. I think today.
I'd say back then it would be more.
I don't know, man. Those black people. It says 27% live at 25 to 50,000. 15.2% 50 to 75. 7.8 55.
They could afford a house back in the day. Now we can't afford it. Some people can't afford a house now.
I'm just so confused on what we're even arguing about. That's why I haven't said anything. I don't.
We're trying to see like,
there are more middle class. We trying to see if there's more middle class black people then than now. You could afford you could have got a $20,000 house. You cannot get that nowadays. Grandma and them used to be able to pay,
especially in places like New York. Maybe like you think it from a southern perspective, but like in places like New York and other places, bro, Detroit, working at these places, these factories and all this shit.
Yeah, bro, they used to have money back in the day. In the 80s, the factory, the manufactories, before they did outsourcing and
the
all
industrial revolution.
Yeah, before they had all that.
Bro. Y'all think it
down south,
it was black people that had exceptional jobs to look up to in like the
not
the
to
70s,
look up to, but they had
90s.
money. They had money, but they ain't had no exceptional jobs.
But y'all think it was the same as now, the jobs that we can look up to now.
I don't understand what jobs you think black people didn't have back then.
I think
like if we look at a regular
more.
9 to 5 is successful, I think so, yeah.
Because like think about it, they had more small towns back in the day.
$60K a year now, and whatever that would be comparable to then, or whatever, $80K a year.
Yeah, it's not really no stat for this shit.
Think about it, bro.
There's not gonna be a way, I don't think, to find like a concrete answer for this. But we just have to talk to someone like Thomas.
But
I wish we could talk to Thomas.
Me too.
Because I ain't gonna lie, when I did look at Michigan back in the 80s and the 70s, Michigan was booming.
Michigan used to be booming.
That's why there's a lot of black people up there physically.
Yeah, that's why they left us out and went up there.
So like, you know,
let's just look up the poverty rate. We can just do that.
That's what I was trying to do. Yeah, I couldn't get it.
But around that time, a lot of cracking. That's when cracking and all that started hitting the community too. So what happened in between the 60s and the 70s?
Yeah, no, that's the crack made it go way up. It's back down now, but in 73, I'm looking at right here, 1973, 5.8 in 1973.
Well, what I'm looking at right here,
it says
the poverty rate.
In 1980, the poverty rate of blacks was 32.5%.
Look at
so
this.
It says from 1980 to 2006, the poverty rate of black people fell from 32% to 24%.
What I'm saying, bro.
So does that answer your question?
But then I'm seeing in the 70s though, before the 80s, it was
I'm looking at the 70s too.
Right
I'm
here.
looking at the 70s too, right here. Look. This is what I'm saying. Look, though. The 70s right here, that was probably the best year. Where's
so
that
if they was doing good in the 70s,
70s is right here. And it's right here. That's not that far.
But that's the point. Is the time? It's not the earlier you go back, the worse black people are.
It says
it's not actually in the 70s they was doing better than the 80s.
Black people are doing better now than they ever have. It says it says in 1980 to 2006, the poverty rate fell from 32 to 24%, and from 2002 to 2022, it went from 24.1 to 17.1.
See, but you gotta look at like 2000 to 2010. Like it's still like fluctuated a little.
You hear what I just said?
Like,
hold on. I got a question. So we just had a whole. So you say unemployment? It says what?
It's at its lowest.
Poverty rate.
It says it's
been lower.
It's lower.
It's at an all-time low.
The all-time low was 2000.
How is it at its all-time low
right now?
How is it at its all-time low? If we still coming out of a whole.
See, that's why every stat is different.
How if we just came out of a whole pandemic? How is it? It's not at its lows if we just came out of a whole pandemic.
Maybe we're going back to work.
I'm reading what the website says.
In 2008,
we was just talking like who is he able to look up to? You know, that's what I'm saying. Like nowadays, you feel like you could be a firefighter, all type of shit.
I feel like they could.
You could be a firefighter and all that shit back then.
You could have, but it just like it was less people going to do that.
I don't think so.
I think maybe just in the hood with the crack epidemic and all that.
I think they was more likely to do it back in the day.
Where do you think black people were, Brock?
But
you think they were in white neighborhoods? It is more black people in white neighborhoods now than it was in the 80s, 70s, 60s, all that shit.
So you think kids in the hood wasn't getting jobs and succeeding?
Eventually, as it got better over time. Yeah,
that's
maybe.
crazy.
Like, it got better over time.
Well, I'm gonna keep it 100 in the 60s. I think they would have liked to do that job, do like firework and all that stuff. Cause I said firework, like being a firefighter.
I don't know if I agree with this argument, but I don't know.
You don't think so? You think who would be more likely to go be a firefighter? Our uncles and our aunties or us?
Us?
Them. Come on, y'all. Keep it 100.
What do you mean?
Because we be shitting on that now.
Yeah, we shit on that.
I would be a fire chief.
Specifically.
We talking about our generation.
I would be a fire chief.
No, we talking about our generation.
Who will do it? Who is more likely to do it? Their generation or our generation?
I would say theirs.
Exactly. We would not do it.
It's like, bro, we got
the social media.
We're finna stop it, but like even like sports wise, bro. Like it's black people in MLB now.
There's black people in MLB then, bro. There's plenty of black people in MLB then. Nigga, Jerry Rice played.
70s and the 80s.
Jerry Rice played in the 70s and the 80s.
Yeah, there was.
Wow,
for sure.
There was plenty of black people in the league in the 70s and the 80s.
Who was the most popular person in the 70s?
It got better though.
O.J. Simpson,
brother. Michael Jackson was dropping hits in the 70s and 80s.
O.J. Simpson was a god.
What are we talking about, my guy?
I'm thinking about more Jackie. Well, Jackie was more like 40s or
Jackie's old.
Jackie's
way older
old,
than
bro.
Think about
like
my dad.
Did Deion play in the 80s?
Yes.
No, we gotta think about
Deion was 90s, wasn't he?
No, he played late 80s, 90s.
Schools got integrated in the 70s, though, bro.
I think it was the 60s, bro.
And,
So it was
So we're gonna say that
it was the 60s.
Oh, so
Jackie Robinson was playing baseball in 1947. Maybe then it was a problem, but we're talking about the 80s.
Yeah, the 80s and the 70s, bro. It's not a great black school, high school, bro. It's not a good black high school.
What you mean? What's a good one now?
I think they were probably at their peak in the 70s and 80s.
Like a private one, not a public one.
I would say that black schools were probably at their peak in the 70s and 80s.
I ain't gonna lie, my grandma.
They may be better now.
My mama, when she was
know.
in school in Michigan, they had all type of schools. They had up in Michigan. They had a special art school.
I'm so confused on what you're saying, Solomon.
They don't have that up there now.
I'm so confused on what you're saying.
That would I be messed up now.
I'm lost.
Your people came up in the hood?
Yeah.
My people came up in the hood? Yeah. Your dad came up in the hood?
There was an average.
Did we come up in the hood?
I did when I was 8, yeah.
I
lived in the hood until I was 8.
We ain't come up in the hood like they did, though.
I went back and
Okay.
Well, I went back.
Well, I mean, the hood I grew up in was the
I
hood
mean, I know
my dad
that's a
grew
choice.
up in.
People made a choice, but like at the same time, I know a lot of black people that didn't go up in the hood. A lot of black people grew up in the hood back then, for sure.
For sure.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like a lot still do now.
Yeah.
They do. But you can't say that it was not worse.
Okay, there's less. Yeah, it's not as bad. Yeah, I'm agreeing with that. But I don't think it was just like it doesn't correlate exactly just with the time. I think there was key events that made it go up and down. Like the crack epidemic in the 80s made it go up bad, unemployment. And like in the 50s and 60s, like Thomas Sowell said, like there was a lot like Harlem in New York, like black people were thriving and stuff in a lot of those areas.
So you think black people were thriving in the 80s and the 90s just as bad as they were now?
Maybe not in the 80s, no, not the 80s. I'm saying like the 50s and the 60s, like early, like what he was saying.
I'm gonna keep this all I'm gonna say. Back in the day, they used to have a lot of small
not
black
more than
towns.
now, obviously though.
They used to have a lot of small black towns.
I mean, but technology's advances.
Now.
There's really no way that we could really know because back then it could look bad to us, but that could have been good for them, you know. So it really.
I'm still
I'm
lost.
saying it was definitely racism. It just I don't know, man. I just feel like
I don't know what we're
black
talking
on
about.
black crime wasn't so bad. We know that.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about we're talking about
In the
black
50s and
positions,
60s.
bro. Black positions. There's more black people in better positions now than in the 80s and the 90s.
Probably, yeah.
That's all
Statistically speaking, yeah.
I think so.
But
That's
I still think black people had.
Yeah, they definitely had opportunities, but I just feel like you have so many more opportunities
right now
in today's
Oh,
generation.
No, yeah, you have more
getting
now.
the
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
I agree with that.
we're gonna be in better places.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, guys. I don't know. Y'all let us know what his take was. Pretty crazy at the end of that tape, but we out here, guys.